If you struggle with shyness or social anxiety, check out our free No BS training course with actual useful advice you can do from home. None of that just get out there nonsense. The link is in the description below. For now, let's get to today's question.
The question, how can a 15-year-old overcome shyness and social anxiety? Answer by Rory Bett. This is only a transient state of mind. Your mind, thoughts and feelings are all plastic, they can be changed. Our perceptions, beliefs and attitudes affect how we act in response to environmental triggers, which we have modeled based on our early life experiences. There are a few ways to address shyness and its associated anxiety. My favorite is through challenge. This is my favorite because it requires that you take action, every day, to grow through social anxiety. With challenge comes change. When we challenge our beliefs, we start to dismantle limiting ones and adopt new, more positive beliefs about ourselves and the world. Practice a sport or hobby regularly. Growth in one area of your life can fuel it in others. A practice requires persistence, discipline, commitment, presence, all traits that will fuel your growth. Do something that scares you. We tend to stick to what we know and go about the same song and dance as a result. It's no surprise that we think, feel and act in the same ways as always. Live outside of your comfort zone by taking small yet gradual steps out of it. Connect with yourself. What is it that drives your dislike of social interaction? What are your fears? Is it fear of judgment, of criticism, of rejection? What drives your fear? Do you trust yourself? If not, why not? An introspective practice, or time spent in nature, can help you unearth why you think in a certain way. Be mindful. Start to pinpoint when certain thoughts and emotions arise and in response to what. Write them down. A mindfulness practice can help you reduce the arousal you may experience from a stressful trigger, and reinforce a positive state of mind to keep growing. Social situations are tough when we perceive them as threatening. But, the more we work outside of those situations on ourselves, and continue to expose ourselves to them, the more we learn, refine and grow as a result. Answer by James Hafer-Larin. Knowledge is power, however only if acted upon. One evening an elder Cherokee told his grandson about the battle that goes on inside all people. He said, "My son, the battle is between two ferocious wolves inside all of us. One wolf is fear. It carries concern, uncertainty, doubt, anxiety, hesitancy, indecision and inaction. The other wolf is faith. It brings calm, conviction, confidence, enthusiasm, decisiveness, excitement, joy and action." The grandson thought about it for a minute and eagerly asked his grandfather which wolf wins. The grandfather replies, "The one you feed." So before I outline some tips for you to take that you'll probably just read, feel confident about for a minute before you forget all about it. Let me tell you a boring story about me. When I was 15, I used to rock a lot. You know what I mean. I was shy, introvert, single, average student, poorly dressed, etc. Just name it. Anything related to a sully adolescent, I was it. I remained a virgin until 19, and that was with a girl that asked me out and pushed herself into me. I failed medial entrance exam twice. I didn't follow my young passion as an artist. Okay, I'll stop right there. It's a boring story. See, the problem I had and the one you are having right now is that you think I have to feel confident before I act confidently. I want to tell you there is nothing farther from the truth. The thing is that our minds is wired to be negative. Whenever you try to socialize or do anything out of your comfort zone, I promise you that you'll feel fear. You'll trigger your pre-programmed flight or fight mechanism. The only solution you have is to feed the faith wolf the old Cherokee talked about, and the very first step is for you to know how a normal human mind functions, and then accept it that way. The first thing to know that our mind is programmed to be negative. If our ancestors didn't feel fear and stay on constant alert for danger, cave bears, tigers, mammoths, snakes, etc., there will be no us today. We are here because of our ancestors' perpetual negative thinking. When you want to talk to that girl, your mind is going to find all the reasons and ways that things could go wrong. Why? Because that's the way normal minds function when you try new things. When you want to share that personal information about yourself, your mind is going to show you how it's such a bad idea and all your secrets are going to be exposed. And it does this because it's meant to. Your mind will come at you both ways. Sometimes it'll be positive and come up with great ideas. And at times, most times, it'll be negative. You're the one who is going to choose the positive and ignore the negative. Oh no, I'm not talking about positive thinking. I'm talking about thinking effectively. The second thing you need to know is that you'll only feel confident about things you're competent in. If you have driven only once, there is no pop psychology that will make you confident at driving. You can write this question confidently only because you've been writing for years. All those people you see confident in social settings are only so because they have done it many times. Or tell me, do the US Army send soldiers trained for 1 month only to the Afghanistan? Will be suicide, right? Get ready. Here are the tips I will give you for acting confidently. So, if you take action just as I prescribed and you keep feeding your wolf, raising your awareness and refusing to fuse with negative thoughts, in a short while you'll be as confident as you can be. As I said in the beginning, knowledge is power, however only if acted upon. I urge you to act. Thanks. Answer by Gabrielle Duval. Part of this may be natural, because you are at the age when you are rapidly changing into an adult, and your body is coping with all the new growth of your mind. But you can do a lot to learn how to interact, what are the rules, how to start with very small and easy trials, and then you will naturally gain and feel confidence as you practice. When you think about it, it is no different from learning anything else, how to play a new sport, or how to solve a new math problem. When you break down a conversation into easy steps, you will notice that social anxiety may affect you more in one area and not so much in others. For instance, maybe if you had an idea how to start a conversation, the rest might feel easy. My anxiety was that I was afraid I wouldn't be able to end a conversation, and would somehow just be stuck with nothing to say. Because of this, it would be very helpful to have someone who could explain how to approach, talk and end a conversation and give you a little first step to try that is designed to be within your comfort zone. In fact, you are probably aware of how most of it is done already. You just need a little bit of coaching through the parts that feel hard and then have a little easy practice to gain confidence. Depending on where you live and what sort of health coverage your family has, you might be able to talk to a therapist. This would involve asking your parents. You could say something like, "I feel so shy at school. It is hard for me to ask questions when I need to. Would you allow me to talk to a therapist so that I can gain more confidence?" Most parents would be very impressed by this request. But, since you are becoming an adult, maybe you don't want to involve your parents, maybe you wish to improve yourself. Then I would recommend that you find a 24/7 call center, what they may call a helpline. Everyone has access, you might just have to search for a free contact number on your computer. Or, you could go into your school counselor and ask for a number. They would be able to give that information to you, because helping students help themselves is what they are there for. I never knew that in school. When you get on a helpline, tell them exactly what you have asked here. Then find out what services they have in your area that are for free. Helplines store a wealth of information all about where to get help for things, and the question that you have is not at all unusual. Best of all, it is an anonymous voice who doesn't know you, and that can feel very easy to talk to when you are nervous, because it is just between you and a voice.